we're back with another somewhat lengthy video. It's like 11 minutes long, so not too bad. This is an IMR Scary Tales video. There's 3 horror stories in this one. They're all animated, obviously, so it just says camping and creepy school teacher. So that's only saying 2 of them, so I don't know what the third one is, but I guess we'll see. Let's get into this video. Again, it's by IMR Scary Tales, so camping horror story.
I'm
This
really
is why I
close
don't
with my
camp.
best friend
This
and
is
her
why I
family.
don't camp.
I mean, we have known each other since we were 2, and we lived on the same street even till this day. Since we have known each other for so long, and we have a lot of stories to share, but today I thought to share this one. When we were 8, she invited me to go camping at a local campground for the weekend, and I desperately wanted to leave my house, so I accepted. When we first got there at around 10 p.m., we thought it would be fun to scare some people by hiding in the bushes and jumping out.
You're only gonna scare yourselves.
It was fun, and we got a few people, and some of them just chuckled and thought we were cute and kept walking. And then we jumped out at this one man, and his reaction startled 8-year-old me because when we jumped out, he didn't get scared.
He's happy.
He just looked at us and smiled this really gross, pervy old man smile. Since it was a couple of years ago, and it was dark and I couldn't really see any distinct features other than he seemed to be a white man in his late 40s, around 6 foot, medium build, and had a strong smell of cigarettes and whiskey, my friend, we'll call her Faith, and I were both kind of weirded out because he didn't say anything for a couple of seconds until he said, "You know, you really shouldn't scare people like that. It's quite naughty." That scared me just because the whole time he was still smiling and staring at us all over.
Like you think naughty is like a naughty little girl. Like
Faith
naughty,
just grabbed my arm and said sorry to the man, and we ran off. The next day was normal, but when it was sunset, we wanted to run around the campsite and be kids. When we were running around, we heard someone yell, "Yoo-hoo," from up the hill, and so we look up and see no one, so I, without thinking back, yelled, "Yoo-hoo," and then we see someone walk towards us on the hill.
Oh no, it's that guy again.
It was the man from the night before. I wasn't scared this time. I was in such a good mood, so I let the guy come towards us, and he yells down to us, "Where are your parents?"
Right.
Which Faith replies, "Oh, they're at the campsite." When he hears that, the grin comes back and he asks, "Well, it's getting dark, so why don't I walk you back?" We started to get creeped out and said, "No, it's okay, it's pretty far away." Which he responds with, "Oh well, I have 2 kids and they have bikes you can borrow up at my campsite. Why don't you come with me and I'll show you?"
No.
I was scared and all I wanted to do was go back, but I didn't want to hurt his feelings, being as naive as I was.
I guess we're 8,
so I accepted, and Faith and I started to walk up behind the man.
And you see a smile too. He's like, "Oh yeah."
He looked back every few seconds with that grin to make sure we were still
Oh
following.
my god! I just run back.
After about 30 seconds, we got to his campsite, and we looked around and saw no trace of kids, let alone bikes.
Exactly.
This was a huge red flag.
Yep.
He says to wait outside of his trailer while he gets something.
Now is your chance to run.
Tell her that we have to hide since there's no way we can run
Sure,
back to our
hide.
parents
Run.
fast enough.
I guess so.
So we
Hide.
book it to the bushes. After about a minute, I see him swing open the trailer door and come outside with not
Tape.
bikes, but duct tape. This sight chilled me to the bone. Even though I was young, my mom and dad had told me about all the scary things that have happened to kids when they wander away.
Exactly.
I would always watch murder shows with my dad and had seen an episode when someone was tied up with duct tape. I started to freak out when I see his face change from that disgusting grin to pure anger. He looks around, even right past me and Faith crouched down in a bush. After no luck, he charges back inside, and I grab Faith and we both run all the way back. We were too scared to tell our parents, so we just went straight to bed. We went home the next day and didn't talk about it until a couple of days ago when it popped in my head. Nothing came from this experience other than years of nightmares.
You fucked up. Creepy school teacher.
So when I was in my first year in high school, I had a teacher whose name was Dr. Johansson. He used to teach my class civics. He was a special fellow, not like other teachers.
Special
in the school I attended, teachers were often not close to students in a social way.
Oh, but he's
they
too
were
close.
Simply there to teach, and that only.
But
Dr.
he's too
Johansson
close.
liked to keep contact with the students, so he decided it would be a lot easier to do so if he had a Facebook account. He started adding
Yeah,
people on Facebook from our school.
That's not allowed,
and eventually
though.
started talking to them.
That's not allowed.
He often posted weird stuff on his wall and commented weird things.
That's not allowed,
For
though.
example,
That's like illegal.
one
Not
time he
legal,
posted the
but
song
against school policy.
Straight Outta Compton by NWA and wrote, "All they say is the N-word. N-word, N-word, N-word. I don't get it." Of course, some students commented and asked him why he had used the N-word so freely. He removed the post and apologized, blamed it on being drunk. This was nothing. He started talking to students, mostly boys, and he managed to find some students' numbers and started sending them texts randomly. He would send stuff like, "Do you need help with homework? You could come over to my place and I could help you out for a glass of wine."
Bitch.
And this he would say to teens that
First
were
year of
younger
high
than
school.
18 years old.
First year of high
So
school.
according to the
14.
law, they're not even allowed to drink. And he
14.
pretty much offered alcohol to minors. Remember, he's a civics teacher. He should know this stuff by heart. It's also morals, for God's sakes.
It's just...
Anyway, he never sent me a text, but he sent some weird texts to my friends. And later on, he decided to talk to me. This was a couple of weeks after he had started contacting students like this. He would speak to me on Facebook chat. He would ask me things like, "How do you get girls? Do you have a big dick? Do you often get to sleep with girls after your shows?" Because I'm an artist, and I found these messages highly disturbing.
What?
They became worse. Like, "You must be such a stallion in bed. You were probably really good. And enter the rabbit hole with me. Come on, I'll take care of you." I had no clue what the fuck that meant.
No, we all know what that
And
means.
that wasn't even everything. After a while, things started to get out of control. He started asking me to go out with him to the clubs. And I wasn't even of age at the time. And he said he could get me into the clubs with no ID and all would be well.
No.
Of course, I said no. He
Exactly.
then apparently got pissed at me. Decided not to speak to me much after that, since I
Goodbye.
had turned him down a few times.
Bye.
He started talking to one of my nearest friends instead. It ended up with Dr. Johansson sending my friend a picture of his ass with the caption, "Please, take me from behind and take me hard." Mind you, my friend was 17 at the time, whilst Dr. Johnson was around his mid-30s. He was taken to court and Dr. Johansson got his little sentence. He was to do community service for a little while, and then he was to pay my friend a fine. That was it. Dr. Johansson still works at a school today.
What?
And is totally accepted.
What?
I find that very wrong, people. Very wrong.
Do you have
A
a
man
big dick?
that should
What?
not be able to get into that line of work again. Things could have gotten much, much worse.
What's this giant creature? Okay.
I'm 18 now, but when I was in 7th grade, I was at my friend's house staying the night. He lived in a pretty rough side of town.
That's
we
the
were
Family
too
Guy
drunk
house.
to any
That's
danger.
literally the Family Guy house.
Around midnight, we decided to walk to a gas station about 2 miles from his house,
Why?
just to have something to do.
What?
We always like to freak each other out on these little late-night walks, so I told him we should walk through the forest on the way
Yeah,
to the
great
gas
idea.
station. With no hesitation, he made a sharp turn and walked directly into the trees.
Kids will be kids, I
I
guess.
followed and we began to try and make each other fearful as we would ask.
Oh, you'll be soon
you keep
naturally
that?
fearful.
Obviously nothing was there until one time we weren't talking and heard a loud snap, like someone stepping on a branch. Instantly we stopped and looked at each other, then began to bust out laughing because how scared we got. We continued walking and eventually got out of the trees to the dimly lit street.
This fan is making me
I
cold.
live in a small town,
It's
so there was
literally
only
Rhode
a
Island.
small hotel and a bar in front of
That's
us.
literally Rhode Island right
We
there.
continued walking when all of a sudden my friend nudged me, asked me if I had noticed the person behind us.
Why?
Once again thinking he was trying to scare me, I told him to shut up. But when
No,
he looked at
seriously.
me, I could tell he wasn't kidding. I glanced over my shoulder and he wasn't kidding. There was a person about 50 feet behind
Ignore
us.
that.
It was too dark and they were too far away to
That's
see
like a
any
creature.
features.
That's like not even like
But
a
the
person.
silhouette was definitely there. I whispered to my friend that we should go to that hotel and to not look back again. We eventually stepped into the light coming from the sign of the hotel and checked. Sure as shit, it was still behind us. We looked at each other and made the decision that we should get to that gas station and fast.
You guys fucked up.
We
I just want to go to a
continued
gas
walking and I
station. What
glanced
the hell are you
over
gonna
my
go to a gas
shoulder.
station?
The person had walked into the hotel and we were now alone. I called my friend a pussy and we laughed as we were reaching the gas station. Inside we bought some drinks, laughed off the situation, and decided we should keep walking to our other friend's house,
just wait till
about a mile away. We began walking when it felt like someone was following us.
Because they are.
I turned around and that's when I saw it. The same person that somehow caught up was only 10 feet behind us, this time fully lit up. A tall, lanky figure draped in brown clothes loomed over us. My eyes crept up and that's when I realized there was no face. No eyes, no nose, no mouth, nothing. Just a faceless person.
Is that cover
We both dropped our drinks and bolted to the nearest public place. Thankfully, we saw some cop cars and ran to them. We stopped and looked back. The person had now crossed the street, but its head was fixed on us. The body sideways, but the head still looking at us. The creature walked straight into the trees like we had done so earlier. And as fast as it started, it was over.
Okay, well, I don't know why the hell you're going to a gas station just for fun at nighttime. It's stupid. That's the first thing. You're just stupid for wanting to go there for no fucking reason, just because you're bored. Like, well, like there's so many other things you can do. And about a school teacher, like how do you even that doesn't even make any sense because you're not allowed to add them on Facebook. For college, it's like email and stuff like that, or like number, but it's not like you actually text. It's not like, I mean, even if college students are usually of age, or at least usually not under 18, so it's like it wouldn't necessarily be illegal, but it would still be kind of creepy. But I mean, like, you know, like high school, 14, 30, it's like. That's why when he was like, "Drop a big dick," I was like, wait, what? Like, how does he not get in trouble for that? What? Like, oh yeah, no, we're still cool to be a teacher. It's okay. I'm pretty sure you're not even allowed to have like Facebook to add students on there. Pretty sure that's already not allowed at all. So he could probably get in trouble for that. Not only that, but he also asked students sexual stuff. That's a recipe to get fired right there. So just saying. So the fact that he wasn't at all, I'm just like shook. I'm just like, what the fuck? That makes no sense at all. And that's gonna be it for this video. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like this video. And this was a good video. Like all these videos and stuff, that was pretty good. My camera's about to run out to storage, so gotta go like, comment, subscribe, and peace out. Bye.